Hi everybody. I have an update to do and a funny story, and both of these, go hand in hand together because I know this absolutely drives Tony insane. Well, one of the last videos, and I think it was the last video that I did Saturday night. I have an update on that one. It's about cheddars being poop and blunt. Well, I was too tired to do this last night, so I'm doing it tonight because I was just by the time I got done doing everything I was doing last night. So that gives you a ballpark idea of how pooped out I was. Okay, just as a refresher for everybody, in case you missed if you missed the other video, I do recommend you go on and watch it because I'm going to link this video to that one. Here's what happened. This past Saturday, Tony and I, and we're talking on, let me get the calendar out here, and look and tell you, as soon as Mr. Computer gets its act together. Well, let's look here. We're talking the 22nd, on May 22nd, in case you guys don't remember or haven't seen the video. Tony and I took his mom to Cheddar's out in Florence. Horrible experience. A horrible experience, long story short. Worst service I ever got in my life. I mean, or some of the worst service. Well, as I mentioned in the other video, I went and complained to corporate Cheddar's. Here's an update on what happened. Well, and before I go any further though, I'm going to do an update now, and then I've got to do another one later, and I'll explain why here in a second. Well, what happened is, yesterday, I got a phone call here at the house, because I put my home phone number, because you have a better chance of being struck dead by lightning, or me winning the lottery, than getting me on my cell phone while I'm here, because I literally get no signal on my cell phone here at the house, and I figured they'd probably call up in the day, and it would be easier for them to just call me here at home on my landline. Sure enough, they did. Right, I heard the phone ringing, and I was still in bed. I was like, whoever it is, and I didn't even look. I was like, whoever it is, I have an answering machine downstairs in the living room. I'm going to let the answering machine do what I bought it to do, answer the phone. Well, the person left a message, and I'm like, whatever. When I got up later, I checked the caller ID. It was Cheddar's. Okay. Well, I trotted downstairs and proceeded to check the answering machine. I saw there's the little red 1 was blinking. Okay, long story short, the manager, the GM of the Florence Cheddar's, called, left a message for me, and wanted to talk about the experience. Well, I called her back after I quit sounding like I died, or I had just rose from the dead, or whatever. I quit sounding like like I was talking through my nose. Which, when I first wake up, I'm not fun to talk to anyway. I'm like, yeah, and you have to give me about an hour to completely wake up and be myself. But I was awake enough at that point to where I sounded okay. I just needed to drink some water. Well, what happened is she wanted to discuss the whole thing, and I told her what I said in the other video, like my list of complaints. Well, what ends up happening is she actually is going to mail me some comps. At least this is what she told me yesterday. I can't say yet, and this is why I need to do an update later. If she did, it hasn't shown up in the mail yet. Of course, this is only yesterday that we're talking about here, and y'all know how slow and molasses the mail here is in the States. Because, I actually will mail something, from here in Cold Spring to my aunt, who lives in Butler, 1 county over, and it takes 4 days for it to show up at her house. Seriously. If I mail it paper mail, it takes 4 days. Seriously. That's pretty sick. And she only lives literally 1 county over. I'm serious. And I'm thinking, why? It's not like I'm mailing it to Virginia or something, because it takes 4 days for something to get to Virginia from here. Because I know people who live in Virginia. You know, and I mean, it's crazy. So, you know, yeah, whatever. But, anyway, she, you know, supposedly mailed stuff out to me. We'll see. That's my comment. But this goes hand in hand with what I was talking about here. A few months back, I went, and this was back when it snowed real bad. Back in like, well, this happened after my hand swelled up and I was getting over it in my, you know, finger. It was like, well, not, I'm trying to not flip you all, but like my middle finger here, like this part here, like the joint, like this part here on this side was, you know, like all beat up and everything, and my hands were kind of deformed still. I'd stopped at the Taylor Mill, McDonald's, another McDonald's. Well, I ordered the chicken strips, not the chicken, the old chicken nuggets. The chicken strips, the new ones, the ones that are like this long. Well, I was in there, waited 15 minutes for them to cook those. 15 minutes. Well, the funny thing is they gave me 2 vouchers for free food. Well, tonight, I went there and redeemed them. You know, like 4 or 5 months later. Of course, they had no expiration date on them, so, no, hey, free food. What's funny is it took them a really long time to get my food. I ordered, I'll tell you exactly what I ordered because I was splitting it with Tony. We're going to sound like a couple of pigs here. I ordered 6 sandwiches just because Tony's an eater. I ordered 2 of their Angus burgers, the mushroom and Swiss with no mayonnaise. And I almost said no mustard. No mayonnaise. And 4 double cheeseburgers. Yeah, that sounds kind of piggy, but, you know, that's all I got. Okay, well, fortunately, the manager was the one at the window, at the cashier window. Well, I handed her deliberately first the 2 vouchers for the 2 Angus burgers. I said, this is for the Angus burger. Hello, out the window. You deal with that first. The whole thing for both the 2. Excuse me, I just ate it not all that long ago. The 2 Angus burgers plus the 4 cheeseburgers ended up costing me like $5. It was funny. It was probably sales tax on all 6 of them. And I brought it home. And what's funny, the funniest part of it all, is I'm sitting there. It took them 20-30 minutes to get 6 burgers made. Seriously, it was pretty bad. Well, I mean, I realized the 2 big burgers would have taken longer just because they were bigger burgers. But I ended up, and this is the funniest part of it, I ended up getting a free large Dr. Pepper out of it. And yeah, I know Man Voodoo is going to give me shit over Dr. Pepper. Look, I happen to love Dr. Pepper. Okay, you know, and I'm going to do a Dr. Pepper video soon. And Mad Bad Voodoo's going to have to listen to me go on about my Dr. Pepper, okay? I'll either drink a lot of Pepsi or a lot of Dr. Pepper. And, anyway, I just wanted to give a quick update about the stuff with Cheddar's and tell a funny story about McDonald's. Well, anyway, folks, I'm going to pause here, and I've got one more video to shoot, okay? So hang on.